Hello everyone, and welcome back to Castlevania Circle of the Moon. Bloody hell. For those of you who have been waiting for me to go live, I said that it would take about 10 minutes for me to go live. It ended up being closer to 20. That was 20 minutes of me just trying to set up this recording. Hasn't been that easy. I won't get into the details of it, but I will tell a short story, and it is that time away from analog recording has shown me that the procedure and the software and the hardware that I've been using to record analog stuff is just shit. It's just shit. In so many ways, and there are better options out there, and I should not be tolerating this anymore. It's ridiculous. It's really, really stupid. What I'm going to do, I'm currently using hardware which is the Elgato Game Capture HD, the original one, which is versatile, but the video that it provides is not particularly good, and the software is not particularly good. And I'm going to tell you, the hardware doesn't really last very well either. They didn't even solder on the mini USB port correctly to the thing, so it's slightly dislodged, and so sometimes the connection isn't consistent. It's just a nightmare. So, you know, the fact that I've been languishing under these conditions for so long, it just blows my mind. Like, why would I put up with that? Anyway, yeah, I will at a certain point just do like an analog to digital video converter and just do it that way, like through HDMI, because it's going to end up looking better and it's going to be easier, and I'm not going to want to pull my hair out. So, relating to the game that we're playing, I can tell you that we made a decent amount of progress in the last recording that I did. I didn't have a clear memory of what I did do, but I had this feeling that I hadn't made much progress for some reason. The opposite ended up being the case. I think it was a recollection of how I felt at the beginning of the last recording and at the end of the recording before it. I wasn't 100% sure where to progress, and I wasn't that confident in my ability to work it out. But I did work it out. It was a relatively short recording, I think. The last one was like, it wasn't even an hour and a half, I don't believe. But, yeah. Let me just find my chat and pop it out. I'm going to use my my desktop to monitor chats today. I'm sure I'll be able to find the chat somewhere. You'd think it would be immediately visible, but you see, Twitch isn't that way. Twitch isn't that way. I've got no idea where it is. It's just not here. Yeah, it's just not here, so I'm going to use my phone. If you're not going to make it simple, Twitch, I'll just use my phone, that's fine. Basically, my Twitch dashboard at a certain point completely shat the bed, and now my chat doesn't even exist on the Twitch dashboard anymore. Or the stream manager, whatever you want to call it. You will also notice that the position of the webcam is a little different to usual. I'm going to be straight on. This is looking straight at the game, and it might look a little different to usual. But, yeah, I think it's alright. It's certainly an improvement over the way I looked in the previous recording for this game. I went back and I was aghast, to be honest. You know, the fact that I had that big fucking windscreen covering my face, and I also looked like shit, generally. It just was not a good recording visually. I'm glad that it was more or less a one-off. It did not represent, you know, the Castlevania livestream series. Anyway, yeah, we will figure out what we're doing in this recording momentarily. Let me just make sure I've got everything here. I think we are okay. Yes. Just going to make sure I've got this set up so that I don't have anything distracting me to my right side. I find that if I have the game appearing on two screens at once, it can distract me a little bit, so yeah. I'm just going to bring up the Twitch playback and pause the playback. That's how I'm going to do it. I don't know how long this recording is going to be. Obviously, I aim for 2 hours usually, but this might be about an hour and a half. What I do recall from the previous video is that we made all of this progress to the east of the castle. This, what I would presume to be a castle tower, or a tower of the castle that we're in right now, this whole tower had not been explored at the beginning of the previous recording. So we're going to continue our exploration of this. I'm hoping that this is a way forward generally through the game. I would also presume that we can progress beyond the warp point to our south, directly south of our position. And yeah, we'll see how we go. I was looking at the recording and I saw that I was just running past a lot of enemies because I didn't have much health. I most likely didn't have any way to recover my health, really. And yeah, I just was not engaging with the area properly. So we're going to hopefully actually fight enemies this time instead of running with our tails between our legs. And yeah. Okay, in the upper left of the creator dashboard, there is a drop-down menu that says Edit Stream Manager. That's alright. A long comment that assists me is not a bad thing at all. So yeah, edit layout. Why would I need to edit my layout to include a chat? My chat, there you go, panels. That's fucking unbelievable. Actually, that blows my mind. Alright. We're back. We're back in business. And now, how do I... Okay, save layout changes. I can assure you I never removed the chat panel. Can we all just agree that I never got rid of the chat panel? It just got rid of itself, alright. But thank you for that, AJ. Alright, I can now see the chat there. I'm not going to have my phone because I don't need two chats up. Having it there is better. Anyway, welcome, AJ. Hello, A Gaming. Always good to have a greeting in German. Guten Morgen. It's morning in my case, anyway. A reminder of my setup. I'm playing on a GameCube Game Boy player. This is the actual cartridge of Circle of the Moon. I'm controlling it with a Game Boy Advance as the controller. Obviously, it's a Game Boy Advance game, so using a Game Boy Advance as a controller on a GameCube Game Boy player is a pretty authentic experience, but one that I can also record for your viewing pleasure. I wouldn't be able to record my Game Boy Advance. I'm sure there are ways to do it. It's probably done through hardware, though, or hardware modifications. It's not really going to happen, is it? It doesn't make sense. So the way I'm doing it is the way you would be expected to do it if you wanted to share your gameplay in the most traditional and authentic way. I swear there was another point that I was going to make. Oh yeah, it's that, well no, I only half remembered it, that's really funny. That's right, I was going to mention how few people actually watch this game on Twitch. There's 72 people following this game, and you might say, oh, that's probably not right, Doom, like there must be another version of the game that more people follow. Yeah, it's the one that's just called Castlevania, because for those who need a refresher, the international release outside of Japan and outside of the US did not call it Circle of the Moon, they just called it Castlevania, presumably because they thought they were going to reboot it on the fucking Game Boy Advance or something. So uncreative. And so there is actually a stream category, or a game category, which is just called Castlevania, which is Circle of the Moon. That one's got 2 followers, okay? 2 people viewing that, so yeah, I don't exactly have a large pool of viewers that I can expect to get for this live stream outside of my regular viewing group. My regular audience is the word that I'm looking for there. Anyway, let me refamiliarize myself with the controls. So that allows me to do my Rose Whip. I have been using the Rose Whip so far, and I'm assuming that's my best combination. So what is the combination? It's Mercury and Salamander, I'm assuming. It must be, right? Okay, well, I'm not going to use any other combinations. I think perhaps I should use the other combinations because I don't remember them clearly. Alright, Venus and Salamander, what does that give me? The same shit, so I'm sure I can work this out. Am I not combining them correctly? I must not be combining them correctly. So if I go Mandragora, Venus... This is not working, is it? I must be doing it wrong. That's really funny. They give you a screen to equip them, and then a screen to observe them, which confused the shit out of me, as you can clearly see. That's really funny. Aside from that, let's actually equip our fucking cards. Don't you find that incredibly confusing? Why? I mean, I can observe what these are from the equip screen, or maybe you don't want to confuse yourself by forgetting the combination that you liked, and so you just go here to examine all the different cards, but... Hold on, does this give me a better description? Not really. Okay, so... Venus and Mandragora gives me unknown. Okay, so it is actually active, as opposed to passive, but I'm not too sure what it's doing. It's still marked as a question mark, I suspect. Yeah, that's really helpful. Not. Alright, defense increases as the percentage of the map uncovered increases. That's interesting. So Venus and Golem might be a good combination later on. Is that a passive in the sense that... No, that is extremely active. It's about as active as it gets. Sorry, I'm just having to go through all of this again just to make sure that I agree with my past decision that the Rose Whip was the best choice. I definitely think that's the best choice. Inflicted damage increases by 25%, so that's just a flat boost to your damage. Okay, so that is a passive effect. Oh no, it is... No, that is active, okay. So... I hope I'm using the terms active and passive correctly. I think it depends on how you look at it as to whether it's active or passive. Let me clarify what I mean. When I say active, I mean that it's constantly in effect. And then by... No, so that would be a different... So if it's constantly in effect, it would be passive, therefore constantly draining your magic, whereas if it's active, it means that it's when you attack with it. But weirdly, they would both fall under the category of a passive ability, don't you think? I don't know. It's a little bit confusing, and I'm already confusing myself, so if I'm confused, you're definitely confused. Whip of Thorns, Earth Whip. Okay, so I think this is probably what we want to be looking at. Mercury is going to actually give us some kind of elemental change to our whip, which I think is a little bit more tangible and easier to work with and make sense of. So I've been using the Thorn Whip. I can see that it's got the same magic consumption, MP consumption, as the Fire Whip, but I suppose I went with the Thorn Whip because the Fire Whip probably has mixed effectiveness, whereas the Rose Whip, or the Thorn Whip, I've been calling it Rose Whip because, you know, they are the thorns of roses, the vines of roses, and you can obviously see that when I attack with it. I'm not going crazy. But, anyway. Earth Whip to attack distant enemies. So I suppose that has more range to it. That might be the reason why. Aha, yes. So as for its increased damage, I can't really comment on that. I'm going to assume that the damage is less than that of the Whip of Thorns, but you've got incredible range with this. You see, with the range, however, your DPS is actually decreased because you have to wait for the whip to extend that far. I presume. I mean, unless that doesn't... No, you do actually have to wait for the entire animation to conclude before you can attack again, so there you go. Yeah, it's so funny because when you examine those cards, so that screen that we entered in before, and AJ makes the point quite well, and very sarcastically, we've got a separate menu to examine the cards, but there's nothing really beneficial. Has the potential of enhancement, has the potential of strength. Embodiment of the fire spirits, has the power of fire. I mean, all of this information can quite frankly be ascertained more effectively by just going into the damn equipment screen and seeing what effect you get. I mean, seriously. So yeah, really, it doesn't serve much of a purpose, and I'll tell you what purpose it served. It was to confuse me at the beginning of this recording. Anyway, are you ready to play the game now? I am. I'm so ready. Have I got my Whip of Thorns? Yeah, I do. Alright. I'm not too sure if I'm ready to even play. Because I haven't played a Castlevania game in ages. I'm just shifting myself to the side a little bit. I hope this is even gonna... This is probably not gonna work. Just seeing what's in the way and what's not. Alright, let's do that. Basically, I've got two screens. I've got a distance screen, and I'm just trying to shift my position so that the screen to my right side is not in the way. This seems a little better. Sorry, these sort of adjustments should be done before going live, but this is a bit of a loopy recording. It was a loopy start. Oh god. Hi. Okay, you are a problem. Let me just... I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. Terrifying. Let me regroup. I'm gonna treat this as like a warm-up. This fucking Jaguar man over here. Alright. Definitely need to get used to playing the game again because this is not overly comfortable. The last time I played this game was over a year ago. And that was the last time I played a Castlevania game, so... what I'm doing here is trying to utilize the range of the bow. The range of the whip. Totally different weapon type. Doomlink, I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm going to treat this as a little bit of a warm-up because I am out of sorts, completely out of sorts. And I have to say, this game is a little bit more rigid in feel compared with other Castlevania games because of how you run. To start with, I am using a Game Boy Advance, so the D-pad is very, very stiff. And in order to run, you have to double tap in the direction you want to go. And just for general movement, particularly in combat, when you're having to make quick movements and make instantaneous decisions, or, you know, decisions with short notice, it can actually really start to hurt your thumb. But you know, all these things can be adjusted to. I suppose the point I'm making is that I'm not very well adjusted yet. Oh. Oh, I see, I've been cursed. Lovely. What I might do is head back to the save point and just try all that again. As for removing curse, I don't really know how that's done. I probably don't have an item to remove curse, so... Antidote. Cure poison status. I don't believe that's poison, is it? It's curse, which prevents me from using my weapon. So, there you go. We're going to save the game. I mentioned this in the previous recording, but I actually don't know if I've got the original save battery in this cartridge or if I've got a replacement. So I've got no idea what the lifespan of this save battery actually is. It's kind of scary. What that ultimately translates to is that I could lose my progress while doing this recording series. We're doing it old style, we'll put it that way. Alright. We don't necessarily have to fight those enemies again. I feel like I've demonstrated what they do and how they work. We'll go down this way. Oh, I might fight you again because you're here. You are a were-panther. Okay. I really only need to hit you 3 times, but I'm desperately struggling to do that. I've now reached about the same level of health that I had reached. Oh my god, we're back in the same situation as we were just a moment ago. I feel like a newborn. That's how incapable I am of playing this game right now. The beauty is that I wasn't really doing that well last time. But now after a year has passed, fuck me, I can barely do a thing. Alright. This is going to be slow going, isn't it? Just have to be patient, dear viewers. I'm sure it'll click eventually. Alright. Fortunately, those swords don't actually... Oh! You have seen me. This is a game that does not reward imprecision, I should mention. If you don't do your crouch and then attack, you better believe it, you can't crouch during your attack. You have to commit to what you're doing, so... Yeah, if you see me do attacks where I should be crouching but I'm not crouching, it's because I pressed the direction too late. Can I move these yet? No, I cannot. That is obviously going to be a magic ability that I can expect to get later on. Let me see how many recovery materials I have. I have 4 potions. Well, I'm not going to allow that to make me complacent, because I don't expect that 4 potions is going to in any way counterbalance my terrible play. So what that means is that I have to play better, just generally speaking. I have to make sure that I'm playing reasonably well. Oh, here we go. So now what? Do I just hang around for a while and just wait for this to fucking stop being in effect? I suppose that's my only option, isn't it? I'll just read the chat in the meantime. Oh, here we go. Alright. You think the save battery might just only affect time mechanics, not the actual save file itself? I don't know. Yeah, original Game Boy, well, when you call it a save battery, I sort of assumed that it relates to the save file, because, yeah, there is no save battery for, you know, Game Boy Advance games after 2001, I think. Maybe early 2002. But this game does have a save battery, so there you go. Maybe it doesn't affect the save file itself. It's definitely true that things like timekeeping within a game would utilize the battery. But yeah, maybe there is no save file battery as such, as it would be for the original Game Boy. It was a shame though, because for those who aren't aware, I was doing a live Let's Play of A Link to the Past some years ago on the original Super Nintendo, and the save battery died and wasn't able to continue that series. I, back then, was going to get a replacement battery, a soldering iron, and get that shit sorted out. Never happened. There are various reasons why that never happened. And I will admit that one of the reasons is that I keep forgetting. I genuinely keep forgetting. It just passes my mind. And, oh, for goodness sake! How long did I wait for that to... You are insufferable, doll lady. I must wait again for this fucking curse to wear off. Zelda 2 stream. Oh, there you go. It only lasts about 20 seconds. That's not too bad. I can live with that. It's just obviously really bad in the heat of combat. As far as Zelda 2 is concerned, I've only ever played that game once, and that was in the distant memories of my childhood, so I don't even know if I would dislike the game anymore. I probably would, but yeah, I'm certainly not a fan of that game. I think, strictly speaking, it would be stupid for someone like me to play Zelda 2. You know, people who play retro games frequently and grew up with them fully and properly, and I couldn't put myself in that category, they struggle with that game because it's genuinely difficult. It's a hard video game to play. So imagine me. Like, I mean, my resilience in childhood was notable, but that game dunked on me, so I don't really want to put myself through that now. I'm sure it would be entertaining to watch for some people, but I don't know if I want to subject myself to that. So, yeah. Oh, that was... Yeah, I was being overzealous. I knew that the risk was there. Did I just... Oh, I did do that. Okay. That is an attack. It's certainly an attack. Alright, Gorgon. Didn't know that Gorgon was a cow. I was covering the name. Basically, when you hit an enemy, you will have the name appear on the bottom right-hand of the... or right-hand side of the screen. But I'm covering that, so... You'll just have to take it from me that it's called Gorgon. You know, that fucking cow that I just fought. It's called something else in the DS games. Well, maybe not even DS, maybe it was, oh, for goodness sake, here we are again. Oh, we've got a heart max up. I think in... What was it called again? Oh, God. The one before Dawn of Sorrow, Aria of Sorrow. I think in Aria of Sorrow and Dawn of Sorrow it had a different name. And not that it was all that comprehensible, it was something like Catoblis or something like that. But it was not Gorgon, you know, the snake shit. Cows being referred to in a way that you would refer to a snake creature in mythology. AJ, I was thinking more about the mechanics of playing Zelda 2. I would probably use a guide when playing it, but the actual mechanics required to play the game effectively might be a little too challenging for me. I'm not completely writing off the possibility of me playing it in the future, it's just not really high up there. Believe it or not, I'd sooner play a CDI Zelda. Not Zelda's Adventure. That, I will never play that game, but, you know. Faces of Evil and Wand of Gamelon, I'd sooner play those games. Forgot how far I could actually go with the double jump. It's quite impressive. Like, look how high this is. I'm amazed that I can actually hit this bone thing. Shouldn't call it a bone thing. I should know what it's called by now. That's alright. Oh no! It's one of those knights that can shoot lightning from a distance. What's my special? It's the cross. I don't really like your ranged attacks, particularly the fact that they can reach me from underneath you. I can honestly live without that shit. Don't know if I want to be spending a cross on you. Spending several crosses on you. Look out! You're a bastard. Can you die now? Thank you. Much appreciated. So look where I am now. Well, I'll be fine. I can get from here to the next save point. That's fine. It's just that my point of progression... Oh no, I think... Remember when we reached that... I didn't remark upon it, but just that narrow gap in the wall. I think that's the continuation point just to the southwest of my current position. So... we probably can't continue that way, but you can see that north of that exit point, there is another one. That might be a direction for me to go in, but I'm already going in this direction, so I'm going to make my way towards the next save point in this direction and then double back, because, oh, yeah, alright, I'm not dealing with two of you guys. Alright, let me get past all of your bullshit. I'm just not interested. I'm just not interested, sorry. Alright, when I can't see you anymore, that's when things go wrong. I have a feeling this guy has a lot of health. And no, he doesn't. Well, he probably does, but I think I can deal decent damage. Okay, this That's alright, I'm going the wrong way anyway. Oh my god. Get to the safe point, quick. We're in the danger zone. Not this way. Alright, I need to check that anyway. I wasn't sure if we could continue in that direction. Turns out that we can't. That's alright. Ugh. That is the most annoying. Yeah, alright. It messes with your timing when you're going from area to area like that. Or from room to room, perhaps I should say. Alright, so we've basically ruled out that direction. The one that required the block to be pushed. So... okay, we'll have to go back to that room we were in before. What's this way? Okay, we're not going there. Okay. How do I get up from here? Okay. How on earth did I get up there? Oh my god. Oh, I see. I have to go from this room. Very good. I just couldn't quite see. Oh, good on you. Were-Panther. I know it's not really complex, but really, all he has to do is move like that, and I'm in trouble. Because I think we've established that, mechanically speaking, I'm not very good at these games. Oh, god. You know, if I could control my jumping distance, it would be fine. But I cannot. Not really. Alright, these enemies are... Can I just try all this again, please? Let's go back to the save point, and by the way, my thumb already hurts. Forget PlayStation thumb, this is fucking GBA thumb. Good god. Over time, I'm sure you develop thumb muscles. Just so happens that I have not developed them at this time. Or I have yet to develop them. I'm a little displeased that you can advance that fucking far, and that you can jump back that far as well. You bastard. I might have to use the earth whip on your ass. This is just unacceptable. Yeah, alright. Big smile. Big fucking smile for you, mate. You insufferable prick. Take that. Seems to be doing more damage to you as well, unless I'm going crazy. Oh my god! What is it about that attack that is just blowing my mind right now? There you go. Sometimes moving a little slower can yield results. Yeah, alright. This cheap, you know, advance forward attack is literally too much for me. I might just use the earth whip. It feels appropriate for a beginner like me. I think really it's the double tapping of the D-pad that's really giving me grief as I come into here. Fresh-faced. And uncomfortable. Fresh-faced and uncomfortable. Yeah, it feels like shit. It just feels, you know, if you want to use the word rigid, it's hyper-rigid. I feel like I can't do anything. I feel like there's a barrier to running that... And by the way, it's required for moving in combat. Like, you need to be running. Not necessarily with this guy's attack. It's actually better to walk and then just position yourself like so, but... Fast-moving enemies like the were-pricks, the were-panther. Can you see how much health I've lost? It's not really sustainable, is it? Let's go back and then just run through these enemies. I'm not going to be able to progress, if you understand. I can't be going through the areas that I have discovered, almost dying, and then expecting to make any reasonable progress through the areas that I have yet to explore, especially when I don't know where save files are located. Save rooms are located, so yeah, way. Doing good work, doing good work. It doesn't help that I'm coming back to a Castlevania game which is not known to be beginner-friendly. It is one of the harder ones of the Metroidvania games, I should mention. I don't want people to think that I'm suggesting that it's more challenging than the traditional Castlevanias. But for Metroidvania, it is a little more demanding. And more rigid, as I say. Oh, stop it with your shifting attack. You're shifting around so quickly. Can't quite keep up. Alright, I have to go this way. Damn you. Alright, the exit point is further that way. I don't think it ended up helping me at all to backtrack. It helped me in that I could confirm that I wasn't able to continue further south. But God, it's a lot of work to get back. That's what I mean by not worth it. If only I could just remember what I had done in the previous recording. But I think even you guys would forgive me for not remembering. It was a year ago. More than a year. I think I can just stand out of their range, honestly. Never mind, they do have those ranged fireballs. Alright. Slowly but surely getting there. And it is slowly but surely. Visible progress, but... Oh, did I fuck it up? I probably fucked it up, didn't I? It's starting to look that way, isn't it? Oh, good on you. My normal movement speed is not fast enough to evade those fucking lightning balls, so guess what? I have to be running to get away from them. Which means that if I'm in midair, too bad. Not good enough. I'll just smile and nod. Oh yes, that's perfectly reasonable. Yes, I'm not annoyed by that at all. No, no, no. Look at this guy. Positioned so strategically as to fuck me up as I've gone all this way. I was sort of imagining a situation where I was climbing up that wall, where if I fell to the bottom I'd have to do all that again, and perhaps he had cast some kind of, as if, you know, it's not very clear what he's done in the past, and he'd cast one of his thunderballs and it just meanders into me in midair. Maybe glides into me would be better. Meander sounds not very methodical. It's definitely methodical and very intentional. Damn balls. Alright, so I showed you guys before. Well, let's not even bother. Not if the Gorgon is there. Alright, let's go this way. So, I'm looking to go to one of these two exits. One of them I can't get through. Oh my god. And I can't reach the lowest exit, basically. Like, that one is not... Alright, so I can't get to that one or the other one. What the hell am I doing then? What did I achieve by going all the way up here? I think I said this in a previous recording, but something about this castle really pisses me off. The amount of backtracking that you have to do. Well, we probably shouldn't describe anything that I do here, AJ, as my skill. I don't think I've got much of that going on, but anyway. The situation is dire. I have ended up in a direction where I have to just backtrack out of. because I can't do anything more here. And this is one of the annoying things about this castle. You are constantly going back and forth as you get new abilities. Now that's fairly normal in a Metroidvania game, but it is a little bit too much in this game, in my opinion, because we have to understand that I've already gone back and forth for so many different abilities at this point to progress through this castle that it's getting a little stale. It's getting a little repetitive. And honestly, when you get all this way to then realize, oh fuck, I've just got to go back anyway, it's... how do I describe it? It doesn't have you thirsting for adventure, because there is no adventure, is there? Where's the adventure in, you know, going through more shit that you've been through already? And doing that over and over and over again. Obviously that would be one of the reasons why playing traditional Castlevania would be better, because you're not doing that. It's new stages, it's in a linear direction, but, you know, I'm not saying that it has to be one or the other. I'm saying that, quite frankly, the other games had a better balance. I think Circle of the Moon really struggled to get that balance. And the result is that you're constantly backtracking. It is just endless. Can't attack. Yeah, alright. Don't you love the fact that I'm going back the way that I came? Don't you love it? Oh my god. Yeah, well, alright, that's fine. That's fine. I will accept that. You will have noticed that I have yet to use a potion in this recording, and that's because, I'm sure you would agree, there's no good use case for it at this point. I haven't achieved anything. I have not achieved a single thing. All I've done is seen a shitload of directions that I can't go in. And that really is the best way for me to crystallize the issue with this game. It is that you are constantly experiencing what you're seeing here. It is constant barriers. And then you eventually, after going through maybe 3 or 4 barriers, oh, there's a direction for me to go in. And then you go that way, and then you experience more barriers, but then you unlock a thing where you can go through some of the barriers that you encountered before. That, in and of itself, is not a bad thing. I just don't think the execution of that idea was done very well in this game. That's my impression. I'm not going to say that it's an educated opinion. It's my impression from, you know, the amount of time that I've spent in the game so far, and based on my recollections of past experiences that I've had in this recording series that has gone on for a little while now. And that's, you know, a returning grievance now that I'm back playing this game. It doesn't flow nicely. There's something about that constant going back and forth, that does not lend itself to an adventure through Dracula's castle. It just doesn't. Doesn't work. I think a much better way of approaching it is to have enemies that are very clearly too strong for you at this stage, like at your current level, and then you take a different route instead. You go, well shit, I can't fight these guys, so I'll try a different way. And then occasionally have some real barriers that require special abilities. Oh god. Well, I can get through that. For better or worse. Alright, what's over here? Another barrier, obviously. I just need to make sure that it's a barrier that I can't currently get through. I don't think I got anything, AJ. Like, going in that direction, I'm quite sure I didn't get anything. What it did was it showed me directions that I can go in the future, but no directions that I can actually go in now. Which is... it's soul-destroying. Not soul-destroying, that's very dramatic, but it's... not a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's a fucking annoying feeling. I'm not doing much damage to him. Well, I was doing enough damage to him. It was a good example of how effective this bow can be. Oh, it's the time-stopping ability. Oh, I can't quite reach that. I've only got one double jump there, so... Can't reach that shit. Alright, so I can't progress further there. I don't think I went to that save room. Let's go to that save room. It's a good one for me to rest at. Well, Potato's feeling better about Skyward Sword now that he's playing the HD version. That's good to hear. I might be tempted to play it. I'm not sure. But not before I subject myself to the original version to the fullest extent that I can endure. Oh, for goodness sake. Alright, so, good news. It looks like we can continue in this direction. I know it looked like I was just standing there inanely swinging my whip, but I can assure you that I was actually pressing A and B, but it must have been knocking B before I was hitting A, so therefore I was just standing there and swinging my bow. Why do I keep saying bow instead of whip? There must be a reason for that. Swinging my whip instead of jumping and swinging it. Yeah, you can sort of, yeah, you can affect how far you can jump. I sort of alluded to that before. I said not really. But no, I suppose if you're skilled enough, you can control your jump. Oh my god. Alright, let's fully explore this area. I'm just glad that we can actually continue through here. It's good news. Oh, boomerang guy. He dropped something. Miracle armband. Oh, we're making progress. Wristband. Miracle armband. So we lose strength and gain luck. Luck increases while equipped. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with the wristband. I'm definitely not a fan of Skyward Sword. I approached it with an open mind. I didn't when it came out. I was very, very close-minded about the game when it came out. Gonna sneeze. Very close-minded about Skyward Sword when it came out. Didn't play it until, like, whatever it was, 2017. Late 2017. I think it was December 2017. And, oh no, it was December 2018, sorry. So yeah, I didn't play that game until then. And seriously, didn't like it at all. Turned out that my judgment back when it came out was correct. In that I didn't like it. I'm not pretending that my judgment is objective. I'm just saying that my instincts were correct about what I would like and what I wouldn't like, and I don't like that game at all. I'm a bit worried, ladies and gentlemen. Here I was thinking that I was making progress. Nope, no progress, sorry. Hit another fucking brick wall. Hit another brick wall. Alright. Can we go forward here? My guess is no. We can. We can. You gotta make a note of these things. Look at these weird things. Like pot-bellied triceratops looking things. Bipedal triceratops. Like, what the hell? Okay, cross. Well, I didn't want to take the axe, so I'll take my cross back. Holy water. Thank God we're making progress. I was a bit scared there. Thought I was going to have to wander back through the early parts of the castle that I feel like I've gone to a million times before. Another fucking block that I can't move. Oh my god, it's going to be a pretty special moment when I get that pushing ability. What does that do? I was expecting it to stay down when I pressed it down. I'm just waiting for this thing to come through. Never mind, it's not going to do anything because I've got walls in the way. I thought I was going to take it somewhere, but then I realized that I would just end up hitting a wall, so it wouldn't actually achieve anything if I jumped on it. No, I can take it to a heart max up. I've received 2 heart max ups in this recording, actually. Which isn't too bad at all. Not too bad at all. These things are called imps, apparently. Alright, well, I don't think I can really reach that heart max up right now. Because that... Oh, do you know what? No. I understand. There's a platform that appears, and it only appears once. So let's try that again. If we go fast enough, I think we can get to it. Just get out of my way! Prick. Where is that platform? Do you remember seeing it? I remember seeing it. Oh, what was that? Leather armor. Well, I must inspect this. I've already got it. If there is an option to sell things in the future, I'll tell you what. I've got some things to sell. I don't think that's, No, that's not really something that I can sit in, is it? And that's not something I can jump on. Alright. Point taken. Oh, that, see, yeah, it can be a little bit confusing as to what's in the background and what's not. That was definitely just part of the background. Alright, we're going to assume that I can't reach that right now. I did see a platform move across that conveyor belt, but it's gone now, and I can't seem to make it reappear, so very well. Harpy. My thumb feels like iron. It really does. I feel like my whole left hand is going to seize up. Not really, it's not that bad, but... What I mean is that if I were to play this game for too long, it probably would seize up. My god. Alright, I need to try and get this whip on target. I feel like that whip is not doing enough damage, so I'm going to do Thorn Whip. I think I need to activate it. Ay. That's the problem with flying creatures. You have to make sure they don't fly into you when you're just trying to fight them. I can hit your ranged attacks. Stylish suit. I don't expect this will do much for my defense, but we'll have a look. No, no. It is a complete increase across the board. Get rid of that leather armor, give me a stylish suit. How on earth it's better than leather armor, I couldn't imagine, but... Don't question the video game. You know, I definitely can't get further than that. What do you think would allow me to progress? Like, what ability would I need to have to progress beyond there? I don't know. The ability of fucking levitation? That's what it looks like to me. There's another direction I can't go in. Crumbling platforms. Definitely well familiar with those. Oh, I was expecting the Spectre to maybe curse me. Didn't happen. I'm assuming, though, that they infinitely respawn. So there's probably not much point me doing what I was just doing. Continue on. There's a save point. They are generous with the save points. If I really could play this game well, these save points would do more than enough to keep me alive. More than enough. They're already doing that, to be honest with you. Obviously, when I'm venturing into a new area, I'm going to be playing a little bit more conservatively, but these save points are generous. They are. Apparently it's called the balloon power. Okay. Balloon power. Might have to suspend one's disbelief. Imagining a... what, is this guy a Belmont? I can't remember. Nathan, I think it's Nathan Belmont, isn't it? Either that or he's just related to the Belmont family. Yeah, let's just imagine a Belmont turning into a balloon. No problem with that, hey. That sounds pretty cool. Fortunately, we can get through that. That is an ability that we possess. This thing's called a death mantis, not a praying mantis, a death mantis. Get this moth out of my way. I've definitely seen you in later games. Damn moth. Probably in the DS games. Oh my god, this is not a good spot for me to be in. This is ridiculous. Can't quite hit you there. Well, you very expertly positioned yourself in a way where I can't actually hit you. So my only option is to do this. Damn mantis. But yeah, provided I'm using the Thorn Whip, my damage is pretty good and definitely appropriate. I don't feel underpowered or anything. I really hate it when my attack just barely misses. Look at that. Fuck off. I should save my thumb and just walk. Walk only. No running. How about a no run? No, it's not possible. You couldn't beat this game without running, but still. That would be pretty miserable. If it were possible to do that, that would be a terrible way to experience the game. Look at all these different doors. This is amazing. I don't know where to go. I'll have to make a decision. Let's go this way. Lots of directions for me to backtrack to. I'm fine with that. I don't mind backtracking on account of there being multiple directions. That's fine. But directions that I may or may not... Oh, I am poisoned. Let's use a potion and an antidote. Oh, I barely recover health with potions. Look at that. This killer bee. No, not good, not good. Let's get past you. Man-eater. I'm facing the wrong way, and I'm poisoned again. Can I hope for a save point? That's probably a tall order. This is a terrible direction for me to have gone in. Fucking HP max up. That's what I need to hear. That's what I need to see. I'm not dealing with you though. If I had more health, I would have done it, but I do not have enough health. Oh my goodness. Well, HP max ups are sort of distributed throughout the castle as sort of an alternative to a save point, but obviously it's only a temporary reprieve. You have to still try and find a save point at some stage. Ugh. These killer bees. What drives me absolutely crazy is when you try and... What I'm going to do is just make a beeline for wherever the last save point was, because this is not sustainable. I want to save my HP max up, you know. No. This way. No. You know, just, can I tell you that physically, having to go back and forth when you're getting around these enemies, which requires the double tapping of this extremely stiff D-pad, it hurts! I'm feeling physical pain while playing this game. I do not hesitate to make this confession to you. This physically hurts to play this game. Like, oh my god. You've just... Oh, I dare you. I mean, even those of you who have a memory of what it's like to play on a Game Boy Advance, play this game now on a Game Boy Advance. I dare you. You tell me if it's comfortable. Holy shit. It's unbelievable. Alright, get me to this fucking save point, wherever it is. I can't remember now. I'll have to double check again. Stop! It's the next one up. Oh my god. I have admittedly not been searching for wall chicken, AJ. I'm sure I've found wall chicken, but it hasn't happened recently. And that's because I haven't been looking for it. But yeah, not much wall chicken. So it's amazing the number of roast dinners you can find just left in the wall in Castlevania. Who's leaving them there, I don't know. If you don't want the food, I'll have the food. Like, seriously, whoever you are, just give it to me. It doesn't seem like a good use of your time to block off food with stone. It might preserve... No, it's obviously not going to preserve it. But it must do something. Oh, here we go. Got a ring. Hard ring. I'm going to be a real hard man wearing this ring. Looks like I've already got the hard ring. Ugh. What if it made the game harder? I'd throw it away. Immediately. Alright. So, as I said, we have lots of different directions to go in. I might go straight ahead this time. Well, you fuckers are just going to infinitely spawn, so I just have to take the hit, don't I? I'm sure there would be an opportunity eventually, but my god. A harpy and a death mantis, this is... Oh, here we go. Cockatrice card. Very good. So... what ability does this give me? Some sort of diamond whip? What is that? Unless it's a... like a Gorgon whip. Just doesn't work on this harpy. Aha, it is a Gorgon whip, look at that. That is exactly what it is. Now, what's the benefit of that? Because I saw that I broke... the stone effect immediately disappeared after I attacked the enemy again, so is it increased? No, it's not increased damage when I freeze them and then break them. See, that would be one way to inflict additional damage through that effect. You know, have it be so that when you hit them out of their petrification, it actually deals additional damage. I just witnessed that that did not happen. So there must be some sort of passive damage increase. I don't know what it is, though. At this stage, not seeing a benefit to petrifying enemies with this thing. It makes enemies hard, yes. Hard whip. I just need to go to the bathroom. I will be back momentarily, and then I suspect we will be unequipping the hard whip, as AJ describes it. I'm back. So yeah, what benefit am I going to get out of this whip? It might not even be a hard damage increase. It may be almost like an element that certain enemies would be susceptible to. Yeah, all this talk of hard rings and hard whips, quite frankly, required me to expel fluid. It happens. Maybe it's a sort of nervousness. Anyway. Yeah, so far not impressed with this whip. I would have been impressed if breaking the petrification gave you a damage bonus, but that's not happening. So maybe it would be useful. Okay, let's be a little less cynical about it, or a little bit less dismissive. Maybe for fighting multiple enemies it would be helpful. So the one that you petrify, you leave it alone and then go and attack the other one. So let's say for multiple enemies it's pretty useful, but it seems a little bit too situational for me to bother using, if that makes sense. I can conceive of a use for it, but it's not going to benefit me frequently enough for me to bother equipping it, in my opinion. I'm just going to use the Rose Whip. Why the fuck does a flying enemy not fall to the ground when turned to stone? How dare you question that? What a pedant. No, I agree, that doesn't make any sense. I guess it was too challenging to design that. Probably not, though. I'm sure there's some NES game that managed to do it. Yeah, let's not give Konami any passes for that. What's going on? What are you doing? It doesn't last that long anyway. Fucking harpy. Alright, so currently not all that impressed with cockatrice. What about this? What happens if I use it with Venus? Venus, I have to tell you, so far, everything just looks like this. Oh no, it's probably a passive defensive ability. It's not related to my whip. I don't know what the fuck it does, but... And I don't know how you find out what you can do with it. But anyway. So far, Mercury has not been very impressive. But, you know, the hint that we've been given is that it has the potential of enhancement. It's a little bit vague to say it has the potential. What are you talking about? Is it going to do it or is it not going to do it? Don't give me the potential. So it has the potential of enhancement versus the potential of strength. So maybe they're trying to say that it's enhancing my stats in some way. Maybe that's what I haven't been checking. I haven't been checking to see if my stats change in any way. Let's do that. So Venus, Mandragora, for example. Any change to our stats? It increases our luck. That's what I haven't been doing. I haven't been checking my stats to see what it does. Alright, so I get to increase my luck if I do that. Inflicted damage increases by 25%, and then another question mark. What does this one do? No visible stat increase. Okay, seriously. No visible stat increase. So what the hell does it do? This is a major mystery. Okay. Let's go back to what we were doing. Before we were terribly distracted by hard whips and Gorgon-like abilities. Whoops. Need to make my Rose Whip ready. But yeah, you really have no business not using a special whip. There's just... Because look at your MP, it's not going to be consumed unless you're using one of your special abilities, so... Yeah, you're not going to be using a custom whip, like a special magical whip, and then be running out of magic. At least not this one. You can see that the magic consumption is relatively low, so you would be foolish not to take advantage of that feature. Here we go, that's an MP max up on the subject of magic. Oh my god. Might go and get this and then... I'm just a bit concerned about being in a room with this thing. Like, I've already got the knight himself to contend with, and then on top of that I've got all of his lightning balls. hard whips, hard rings, and lightning balls. Alright, I'm not going to survive, so I need to go and drink a potion. And then this will hopefully give me enough health to survive up until... This is... Oh my god, why did I do that? That was really stupid. That's alright. I'll tell you why that's problematic. The card that we received, which was Cockatrice, that was dropped purely by chance. I can't remember what I got it from. I think I got it from the Death Mantas, didn't I? Now, as much as I was poo-pooing Cockatrice, I really, as soon as I got it, thought, oh fuck, I have to go and save now. Because I didn't do that, I've now lost it. And the only way I can get it back is by, once again, purely by chance, having it drop from that enemy. Which is pretty unfortunate. I'm going to do all that again. I'm probably not going to get the card, but fine. At least I'll be able to get an MP max up. I consider that to be useful. But it's very disappointing that it had to play out that way, don't you think? Where the hell am I? This feels unfamiliar. It's because it is. Well, it's not that it's unfamiliar. I think I had to go through here to get to this area, but the point is, that is not. That was not my intended destination. AJ is continuing to make references to hardness in a sexual context, which is much appreciated. I'm poisoned, and do you know what? I'm just pig-headedly running for the MP max up because I'm pissed. I'm, like, genuinely disappointed in the way things have played out. Yeah, do it, fucker. I'm angry. Yeah, your hard ring. I don't want your hard ring. I want wherever that Cockatrice card came from. I've got no idea where it came from. I thought it came from the Death Mantis. Maybe it was the hard ring that came from the Death Mantis and I got the Cockatrice from something else. I just want cards. You know, I'm a collector. I'm a hoarder of things in video games. You give me a special ability card and I lose that, I feel like a piece of me has been lost along with it. Doomlink continues to be excessively dramatic. Yeah, where's this damn card? Harpy. Come on, Harpy. What do you call a male harpy? Birdman? Probably just Birdman. It's not very creative or exciting, but you know, Birdman. I'm gonna die again. I would really like to do this without having to consume a fucking potion. And yet, here I am. I waited for my opportunity. It's definitely the right thing to do. Okay. Should run straight through. So what I'm doing here... Oh my god. I'm running the risk of dying again. What I'm doing here... No, that's gonna kill me! That's a-okay. I'm happy to do that a third time. Doomlink said, with profound insincerity. Alright, let's just do it a little more seriously then. Let's just kill all of these enemies. We may as well benefit from their experience, right? Because none of what we've done since the first time that we rested at that save point has actually been saved, so it means that we need to make sure we're still getting experience. So I must actually take my time and kill these enemies. Oh my god, this is really a struggle. There's the card, there it is. Cockatrice card, very good. Either I got lucky again or I was being dramatic unnecessarily. Let's go and save. So now I won't have to complain. Come on. Swear to god, my thumb. My thumb is going to have to go to hospital after this recording. Just my thumb. I will accompany it, of course, but the thing needing treatment is not me, it's my thumb. It's gone through severe trauma. Oh, stop it. But yeah, there is something to be said, ladies and gentlemen, for a character in a Castlevania game that just moves at a reasonable speed. Like, without needing to break your thumb. Mate, PlayStation thumb is not even close to being debilitating compared to this. It's like the difference between having a cold and being in a coma. Yeah, I'm gonna get a stiff thumb. Way to make it sound really insignificant and really easy to deal with. This is gonna be... like, I'm on track to receiving a permanent injury. And I will not have anyone accuse me of being dramatic. This Death Mantis he's got some moves. Oh, fucking harpy. I've dealt with you too many times now. Oh my god. About 1 billion harpies have been killed in the making of this recording. And because it's pixel art, I can't even see her tits. So what's the point? Ugh. Okay. I mean, if you look hard enough, you can see, like, a line. But that's about it. Alright. So I got my MP max up, let's get back. This is bad. How do I keep managing to do this? This is so stupid. Why am I so much better about getting through these enemies on the way to there than I am on the way back? It's impatience, isn't it? That's what it is. There's nothing else going on. I don't think I've ever sacrificed this much time in my life to getting something as insignificant as an MP max up. I mean, you can pretty clearly see that my MP consumption is negligible, but I guess what I would say is that in the future, I may have abilities that consume more MP, so, you know, I get the boost now. I get the boost now, and then I benefit later. Let's be reasonable about these things. There is an ability that I can use which consumes a lot of my MP. And I think it's a defensive one, but... yeah, I would imagine that being used for bosses, but... offense can be a good defense as well, so I don't know if you would want to curtail your damage just to get more defense. It just doesn't... maybe in very specific situations it would be a good idea. I had a feeling I was standing in a good spot to evade your shit. Has anyone mentioned you've got green hair? It's slightly unnatural. Maybe she dyes it. Oh, come on. Where can I get your hair dye? Actually, she seems to have a tail as well. A green tail. It's a bit unusual. Alright, so we're at less than half health, but that's alright. Obviously the solution is to then play seriously on the way back as well. No! Here I am trying to play seriously, and I get absolutely dogged by the game. Just completely shat on. Oh, come on. Yeah? Come on. Yeah, very good. What is it with harpies and green hair? I swear the harpy from One Piece had green hair as well. Monetti, I think her name was. From the Caesar Clown arc. Really good arc, guys. Believe it or not, the last arc that I actually followed for One Piece. I'm not caught up. But I'm slowly but surely getting back. Getting back. I did a full rewatch. And I'm getting there. Oh god, this is not going to work. I have to jump over to your side. Or to the other side of you. I really don't have to continue fighting you, but you know, the experience is positive. It's good. No. Don't fucking ruin this for me. This is not what I need. I do not need to be dying to you! Do I? Of course not. I'd basically gotten through there just fine. But no, you have to ruin it. By being the most irritating, infinitely spawning piece of fucking shit. Honestly. What is this? 6? Take 6 of getting a fucking MP max up. Like, what am I doing with my life? It's extraordinary. Alright. And I'm fucking poisoned. Let's just do that again. Because I've already lost a quarter of my health. Yeah, good on you, you Spectre. Fucking Phil Spectre over here. Anyway. Wrong direction again. Jesus, I can only put up with it for so long, you know? And I will happily concede that ultimately I'm getting annoyed at my own inability to play the game. I'll happily concede that, but it doesn't change the fact that these enemies are annoying. Instead of trying to evade those enemies from before, I should have been hitting them. I can see very clearly where I went wrong. But it doesn't exactly allay my frustrations. Oh, fuck off. Get over here. Right, now as for you, Mr. Death Mantis. Still managed to get hit. Threw a cross accidentally. Didn't really achieve much. Okay, yeah, as long as I'm out of range, because that's the thing, it's all about positioning with this enemy, because I can actually hit him within my range in such a way as to prevent him from hitting me, so really I have no excuse for allowing him to hit me. Look at all of this. How the fuck am I supposed to contend with that? Look at the number of... All of a sudden, the final boss is these fucking specters that appear in abundance. Oh my god. Can you believe that I'm actually doing this right now? I'm still trying to get this MP max up for what I have described as future benefits. Not present, not current benefits, future benefits. Like, when I get this MP max up, I'm not going to feel any different. The game's not going to become easier. I'm certainly not going to get anything out of it, really. Not for a while. It's a cumulative benefit. Fuck you. Yeah, I know I should throw more crosses. I'm saving it for other situations. Yeah, that's why I don't throw more crosses. It's so that I've, you know... I guess you could argue that I can grind for hearts before a boss or something like that, but... I use it sparingly because... Well, here's the thing. I'm not convinced that the enemies that I'm fighting are actually difficult. If I encounter a difficult enemy or an enemy with lots of health, I will throw crosses, believe me. But this hasn't been happening. All of these enemies are fairly straightforward. Easy to deal with. It's just, I am playing like I've got some sort of mental impairment. So that really is the crux of the issue. And throwing crosses to deal with simple enemies isn't going to make me feel any better. Come on. Alright. I didn't follow my own advice there, but fine. Again, stay out of your range. He slowly creeps into it, but that's alright. Yeah, I have a physical injury, so maybe that gives me... maybe that gives me a free pass to use the cross against simple enemies. But that's alright, I'll persist through the injury. I'll get a doctor's appointment, don't worry. I'll tell the doctor, excuse me. I've got a serious thumb injury. I was playing Castlevania Circle of the Moon on Game Boy Advance. And then you'll go, oh yeah, of course, yeah, I get that all the time. So sorry to hear that. This is going to be a very lengthy treatment. It'll change your life. It'll be lifelong, this treatment path that you'll be on, but it'll be worth it. I'm still quoting the hypothetical general practitioner. But yeah, that's going to be the situation. Game Boy Advance. Let's not get too nostalgic for the past. I mean, can you imagine what we had to fucking deal with in the past? D-pad's this stiff. I mean, you'd think a D-pad would loosen up after a few years. Nah. Maybe it was worse. Maybe it was worse in the past. Oh my god. Anyway. Oh. Yeah, my first experience of playing this game was on an emulator. I must not have it anymore. No, I did finally get rid of it. It was on an emulator with this controller, but an earlier version of it. Not with the colored buttons, but it was this D-pad. I don't know if you can hear that. I know it sounds plasticky and terrible, but... Oh, just feeling that, just no resistance. So easy to move. I mean, it was basically the same controller. It's a Logitech controller. This one I think I bought in maybe 2011. The one before it I bought in, I think, 2006? 2007 maybe? And that was the controller that I used to play around the same time Circle of the Moon for the first time. And had no issues at all. I did not have any complaints about having to double tap the D-pad to go in the same direction, but run. I now have lots of complaints. I have many complaints about that. And I wouldn't really say that other Game Boy games are that fatiguing on account of the D-pad, but fuck, this game. Unbelievable. Alright, we need to really just play properly here. I don't know what's happening with these killer bees, but the pressure is on. What is going on? What is... Oh, it's one of those, need to remember what they're called. Oh, I don't have any more. Don't have any more antidotes. Lovely. It's one of these plant things. Fortunately, he gets stuck in a flinching animation. Okay. Look at me doing my level best. Thank God I got an antidote. I'm doing my level best to hit these killer bees. I've never seen a purple bee, just to start with. Happy to make that confession. Never seen a purple bee. And certainly never seen one of that size. You know, I'd be a little bit more sympathetic. Okay, maybe it's blue, not purple. But the point is, I'd be a little more sympathetic to the use of the word bee. if it had the coloration of a bee. Maybe hornet? Oh my god, get away from that shit. Give me another antidote, I beg of you. I think the... I think plant-based enemies are resistant to my rose whip, my thorn whip. Whip of thorns, whatever you want to call it. Look at me just trying so desperately to position myself so as to hit that enemy. I might just have to use the cross. I'm actually willing to use the cross on the killer bees. I'm gonna die from fucking poison. Excuse me, I'm struggling at the moment. I'm struggling in a lot of ways. These killer bees can fuck off. Okay. I have to put some effort. My throat has gone all funny. I have to put some genuine effort into figuring out the timing for hitting these killer bees because they are destroying me. I am being destroyed by not just standard regular bees, but killer bees that are blue. Yeah, Vine Whip versus Plant Monster. It's not working out very well, is it? I definitely need to change to my Fire Whip. I wasn't changing to it because, I don't know, I was being a bit lazy. Do you know what? I bet all of these enemies would take more damage from a Flame Whip, so let's do that. What have we got here? 45, is that better or worse? I can't remember. Another hard ring. Well, you never know, I might be able to sell these things. So 68 damage. I swear it was 2 hits before. This is not an improvement. Did I play much Morrowind? I didn't play much Morrowind. There's a reason why. I was playing on an older version of Open Morrowind where, for some reason, the brightness when recording it was a bit too low and I couldn't change it. I've since updated to a later version of Open Morrowind, 0.48, so that might have resolved the issue. Morrowind is a game that I keep trying to play, but I struggle to do so, mainly because of those recording issues that I just described. But maybe I've resolved it and I can resume, or make a new character and do that. Because I did do one recording somewhat recently, but I'm now working on that character in my own time, so I would have to make a different character again. Look, all I can say is don't expect much Elder Scrolls from me. I understand you might want it, but whenever I try to record Elder Scrolls, it just doesn't go well. I don't know why. It's one of those cursed series. But yeah, thanks for asking. I love Morrowind. I absolutely adore that game. Daggerfall and Morrowind. I would eat those games for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, quite frankly, but might record some Daggerfall at some point. There we go, got a bit of better timing. Okay, let's see how our Flame Whip fares. How does our Flame Whip fare? Get out of there! 46, well, we've doubled our damage at least. Killer bee! Actually saw some slowdown there in the game. Has anybody told you that you're a very easy enemy to defeat? I'm sure no one's mentioned that before, but sometimes it's better to be told than to never be told. Fucking killer bees. Can't stand them. Here I am, once again. I mean, these killer bees, I don't quite know what to say other than I hate them with a passion. There you go. I just have to be better at hitting them. I have to move more slowly, I think, is the key. Wait until they're in frame and then deal with them accordingly. Why? What gets me is that I get fucking poisoned every time. No. This is not good. I think you can see why. I've lost so much of my health to... You're delaying the inevitable, plant creature. Alright, I got through that shit. That was terrible. I hope there's a save point soon. Do I deserve a save point this soon after my last one? I don't know, but I desperately want one. It's fucking purple time. Can't believe it. I reckon that's a save point up there. I'm convinced of this. Oh no, it's not. The hell is this then? Just another... Oh, well, I'm taking the risk. I shouldn't be doing this. This is such a stupid idea. I've had some ideas before, but this is one of the more stupid ones. Well, there you go. I shouldn't put myself down. I've got a nose for these fucking save rooms. He says after disparaging his judgment. Which way should I go, actually? I might go this way. It feels like a continuation of the area I was in before, whereas the other stuff felt a little bit like a departure, so... Oh, a boss room. Well, let's do a test run, shall we? They're giving us a throwing axe. That can sometimes be a hint that a throwing axe is a good idea. But I've got a cross, so I reckon I can do better than that. So this is more like a test run. Oh my god, I remember you. Why am I fighting you again? I've got two of you to contend with this time. I can't believe that I'm doing this. Was it in this game where I fought this fucking boss? I remember fighting this boss. Zombie dragon with the two heads and you're on that platform. Was it in this game where I fought this thing? It must have been. Because I haven't played, you know, on this channel anyway, I haven't played any other Castlevania games recently except for Symphony of the Night. I mean, there is Lament of Innocence, but that's a bit of a different bag. I have reason to suspect that this is a rematch. And I'm really not impressed to see it. I do not want to be doing a rematch right now. Ooh, look at that. Terrible shit. Oh, I'm getting a call. It is a call that I'm expecting, and I do want to pick it up. I'll be back in just a moment. I am back. Alright, back to complaining about whatever I was complaining about. What was that? Oh yeah, this boss. Why am I fighting this boss again? Again, this is just a test run. I'm also happy to say that the positioning of the cross is pretty important with this boss. I don't know if I've been using it that effectively. I can tell you that I've hit the one on the left side quite a bit. Oh, is it dead? No, it's not. I'm dead. That's what's going on. Okay. What did I learn from the test confrontation? Again, as I say, I was not intending on succeeding in that first attempt. I just wanted to see what the boss was and see what was involved. And I can tell you that I haven't really learnt anything from that experience. I've learnt that I'm disappointed by the boss that's been presented. I'm sorry, I need to check this. This is actually quite relevant to my criticisms of Circle of the Moon. Okay? If I have just engaged the same boss for the second time, that's complete bullshit. That is extremely substandard for me to actually be now engaging the same boss twice after a relatively short period of time. Like, the least you can do, Circle of the Moon, is to give me a different boss every time. Zombie dragon. Does it appear twice in Circle of the Moon? That's what I need to see. Zombie dragon. Maybe I was fighting only one last time and it's two now. I sort of remember it being two, but... Okay, how about Circle of the Moon boss list? That's a much better way of checking this. Circle of the Moon bosses. There's a website now called Castlevania Dungeon. Like Zelda Dungeon, I guess. This was not a website that existed in the past. Okay, so... Dragon zombies... Could it have been in a different game? I don't think so. I'm just going to have a look. Because I swear I have fought this thing recently. And I certainly haven't reached this point before now, so... Dragon Zombie. Underground Gallery. Fuck. Alright. It is going to have to be an unsolved mystery for now. An extremely familiar boss, but I don't know for certain that I fought it in this game, but I can't imagine having fought it anywhere else. Unless... I have a way of solving this. I have a way of solving this. No, I don't have my... Let me have a look. I realise that this is a departure. I've not played Portrait of Ruin recently. I would love to play that soon. Well, no, don't change game pack. Can I reset through here? You're not even going to let me reset? What the fuck? Okay, it's possible that in a different save file to this one, because I think shortly before I recorded this game, like the live stream series for this game, I did my own save file and then decided, oh, I'll just record it. And then I started from the beginning. It's possible that I got up to this point in that save file, and because it's been so long since I started this live stream series, my memories are actually becoming intertwined, and I feel like I've fought this boss before. It's not that I've fought it before in this live stream, it's that it was in a different save file that I did before I went and started the recording series. So I think that's what's going on. Sorry to cause confusion. But yeah. Portrait of Ruin, just to be very clear, probably my favourite. Probably my favorite. I absolutely adore that game, love it to death. Have not played it recently, I want to play it soon. My plan is to do this game, Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin. I would do Portrait of Ruin first because technically, chronologically, it comes out before Dawn of Sorrow, but because I think Portrait of Ruin was 2005, Dawn of Sorrow was 2006, but Portrait of Ruin, well, Dawn of Sorrow is directly linked to Aria of Sorrow, so I would want to do them back to back. Portrait of Ruin, though. Mwah. What a fucking game. What a game. It's the adventuresome nature of it. It's the way that you have all of these different locations. It's not just Dracula's castle. You have expanded beyond Dracula's castle. Now, realistically, there is a lot that you can do with Dracula's castle, but completely changing your surrounds to actually make it so that you're in a desert or in a forest or just in these different locations, you can really tell that you're not in Dracula's castle when you're going through Portrait of Ruin when you go to those different locations. And it was definitely a masterstroke of Konami's to have come up with that idea. This is not good. I'm already, like, mostly dead. I can't just throw my cross aimlessly. I have to sort of see where the head is. It's particularly when the head goes horizontal like that. That's quite good. See that? Oh, that's brilliant. That's really good. So when timing the throw, don't do it like that. When timing the throw, one should try to get it when the face is, like, pretty horizontal. Even that's not too bad. So I feel like I need more potions for this. Obviously, I'm not expecting to succeed in this fight. I want that to be very clear. But yeah, I think I'm happy with using the cross for this. However, I think that's going to conclude this recording, because I'm going to need a little bit of time to get used to this boss. I've already done 1 hour and 48 minutes, which was a little bit more than I was expecting to do, and yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I've achieved all that much, and we did have a period of distraction while I'm sitting here going, what, this is crazy, I fought this boss before, what's happening? Like, sorry about that. I genuinely thought that I'd fought this boss while recording. Apparently I hadn't done so. It must have been in my own time. But yeah, that's what happens when you don't play this game recently. You don't remember what was recorded and what wasn't. But yeah. I don't get burnt out from non-Soma or Alucard Castlevania games, but yeah. Dawn of Sorrow, you can play as Alucard and Soma, so there you go. Dawn of Sorrow, great fucking game. The DS, oh, can I close out this recording by saying the Nintendo DS Castlevania games were the fucking zenith of Castlevania. I mean, I don't know what happened. There was no decline. Like, Metroidvania started with a bang with Symphony of the Night. I'm not going to say this was a good game, the one that I'm playing. I think it sort of went down a little bit. Harmony of Dissonance, not that great. Aria of Sorrow, excellent. Portrait of Ruin, excellent. Dawn of Sorrow, excellent. And then Order of Ecclesia, exa-fucking-lent. Excellent fucking games. Really, really good, timeless, and so enjoyable to play. So enjoyable. Just endless enjoyment. I don't know if you've probably played Order of Ecclesia. I find Order of Ecclesia just the pinnacle in a lot of ways. Like, for me, my favorite would be Portrait of Ruin, but Order of Ecclesia genuinely felt. I remember playing it, fresh-faced. I'm like ready for the newest Castlevania game. Not sure if I'm going to like it or not. Got my new Nintendo DSi playing Order of Ecclesia, and wow. It completely established itself as the newest Castlevania game and as a very, very good Castlevania game. That impression immediately came across. It was not like the ones that came before it, but it was within the Metroidvania formula, and it absolutely knocked it out of the park. It was an excellent game. I loved it from start to finish, and I haven't played it in 13 years. It's been 13 years since I last played that game. And you know what I'm doing? I'm just storing it. I'm just keeping it in the back. And the same can be said of Dawn of Sorrow. It's been about 13, 14 years since I played Dawn of Sorrow. I'm just filing it away. I'm waiting to absolutely burst with enjoyment while playing it. Enjoying not just the game itself, but enjoying the nostalgia of that game. I cannot wait. I'm giddy with excitement at the prospect of being able to play, Dawn of Sorrow, Order of Ecclesia, Porter of Ruin. I love those games so much. But what I'm doing, you can probably tell, is I'm trying to chronologically start with the earlier Metroidvania games. So I already did a full playthrough of Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation 1. Ideally I do these things on their original consoles. It's not going to be possible with the DS. I'm going to have to emulate, but that's fine. But yeah, I'm playing this game, obviously, on its original cartridge. I will be playing Aria of Sorrow on its original cartridge. And, yeah, there you have it. If only the DS were easier to record. But you've got that dual screen business, so that as well as the system itself being difficult to record. But anyway, that's my Castlevania rant over. Shouldn't even call it a rant, more like my gushing. That is enough of my gushing when it comes to Castlevania. I will disappear for now. I thank you all for watching. I'll try to do more Circle of the Moon. I sort of forgot about it, but I remember it now. I am in the process of remembering it as we speak, because I'm experiencing it. So I will keep it in mind, and I will hopefully do another one of these soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye for now.